A city where imperial grandeur meets modern sophistication. The city of music, grand architecture and history. Welcome to Vienna, the capital of Austria and our home for this weekend. We were last in Vienna in 2016, but for 2025 we have relocated to Schönbrunn Palace, the most popular attraction in Austria. And for the first time, the palace is host to world-class show jumping. What a venue for the 13th stage of the Global Champions League. And I've been lucky enough to start our show today in the palace itself. And I've actually come into the summer apartment of Maria Theresia, who was the queen of the Austrian Empire. Now, these rooms were painted and designed by Johann Wenzel Bergel, who was a fantastic artist, and he really brought the beauty of the city into these rooms. Not only that, but he brought the garden from outside into here as well. And I thought I'd bring with me a very special guest myself, and that is Katharina Romberg, our local rider, Shanghai Swans. Katharina, it's wonderful to have you here. What do you think of this?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really amazing. Yeah, very nice in the castle, I have to say.
You're a local rider, but I know that you actually live the other side of Austria. Have you ever been here before?
I've already been here before, yes, but I have to say it's a very long time ago. I've been inside the castle, so it's nice to be back.
As a child, did you ever think that one day you would be jumping here on a Global Champions League team?
No, actually not. I have to say, to my 18th birthday, I got a voucher to watch the Global Champions League in Vienna, because it already took place in Vienna. But I didn't make it, and already there, I said, no, I don't want to go to watch, I want to jump there. So now I'm very happy to jump here.
What has it been like so far? Obviously, we've only just got here, but your thoughts on it so far, the venue?
Okay, I think it's amazing. It's just in front of the castle. Yeah, the atmosphere must be very, very nice. Today I've already been riding in front of the castle in the arena. It's very special.
It is really special. It's also your first time on a Global Champions League team this year. You've been instrumental to the Shanghai Swans so far. Your record is extraordinary. I think you've only had 2 rounds that weren't clear out of 6, which is incredible. How has it been for you being part of the team?
It has been very, very nice, I have to say. I have very nice teammates, also very good. Okay, it's also very nice if you ride and you know that you have chances for the podium. And yeah, I'm very happy also with my horses so far. They did an amazing job. And then win the class with the first show, that was amazing, yeah.
What have the team been discussing about this year? How happy are they with the way the season's gone?
Okay, so far I think everybody is very happy. As I saw last year, was a bit unlucky all the time. So I think we are very happy about this season so far. Sure, we know there is way to improvement, and we keep on fighting till the end.
And of course, Max is also a local rider as well. When you go into that arena, the crowd are going to go in crazy for you being a local rider. Is that something that you can hear?
Yeah, sure. I have to say, in earlier times, it made me a bit nervous. Now I just think, okay, they're all cheering for us and hoping the best. So I think it will be fine, and yeah.
And have your family around as well?
Yeah, exactly. They will come as well. So yeah, I have many people here to cheer and watch.
A little
That's
extra
nice.
pressure?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's more motivation, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, motivation for this weekend. Massive good luck today. Fingers crossed that it all goes really well in the Global Champions League for you and for the Shanghai Swans. But before we kick off here today in Vienna, let's take a look back at last weekend in New York City.
Welcome to the Big Apple. Welcome to New York for our latest stop on the Global Champions League. We're about to have the second round in New York. Marco Kutscher, so on his way. Going to be inside the time, and let's see what sort of time. Right, challenge on now for Max right side, but Marco Kutscher has done his side. Oh dear. Oh no, and he's really made a hash of that. Manuel Fernandez Sardo. Maybe in danger of time faults, might just need to kick on a bit here. Could it be a well-judged run? Looks as if it probably is. For Madrid in motion is Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, this 13-year-old mare. This is good, so, oh no, he brushes that down. it's going to be full force. They're going to go into the lead here. Madrid in Motion are into the lead. So the Philippart twins. Olivier to go first on H&M Milo. Begins his round. Wants to be quick. And then oh no, one fence down. The time is absolutely fine as he heads towards the final fence, and he is well inside the time. No. All up to Nicola here on in. Takes that. Is he going to be all right? He's got to kick on for who? He brushes another one. Is it going to be all right? I think he's done enough here. He's coming to the final fence, and he has done enough.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was a bit of a difficult season all over, but I'm happy to be able to win today. I think it was great. So to get some more points to go in direction to Prague.
Well, what an incredible weekend it was in New York City for the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M We Love Horses. And from having Lower Manhattan as our backdrop, we now have the beautiful Schönbrunn Palace behind us as our backdrop for this weekend. And as you saw a little earlier, I was lucky enough to go into the palace as well to be able to see what was going on in there. And it really, really was just beautiful. So great to catch up with Katarina Romberg from Shanghai Swans, who will hope to keep their spot in the championship. We've got such an exciting weekend ahead of us. It is time for the GCL, the Global Champions League. It is Teams Day. We've got 17 teams, and this is stage 13 as well. So let's have a little look at where our teams are currently ranking in the league, because to start with, we have Valkenswaard United at the top on 240 points. Alongside them is Canstars, powered by Iron Dames, just behind with 234 points. And as I mentioned, the Shanghai Swans will be bidding to keep going up that leaderboard with 218 points. Now, Prague Lions are in that all-important fourth spot with 200 points at the moment. But between the top 4 and the top 8, there are only 31 points between them. So anything is to play for in that midfield. Riesenbeck International, powered by Horse Gym there, Madrid in Motion, Basel Cosmopolitans and Istanbul Warriors as well. If we look a little further down the table, we have Saint-Tropez Pirates, Stockholm Hearts, as I said, were gaining crucial points in New York, and Scandinavian Vikings, who have been a team on the up recently and getting out of the danger zone. But the team that is in the danger zone at the moment is the Paris Panthers. They are currently lying in 17th. Now, the reason I say that is the danger zone is because this year for the GCL Super Cup, if you're not in the top 16, if you are in that 17th position, then you will not be going to the GCL Super Cup. So Paris Panthers, every single stage now, will be desperate to get out of that spot. As I said, you want to be in the top 4 spot position as well. And if you're not in the top 4, then you go to the quarterfinals. But the top 4 will miss the quarterfinals and go straight to the semi-finals. And a team that is desperate to get there and is not too far behind is Riesenbeck International. And Dan caught up with Philip Weisout a little earlier.
Yeah, thanks, Rosie. I'm here in the arena with Riesenbeck International's Philip Weisout. Philip, great pressure on Prague Lions at the moment as you chase the top 4 spot. How aware and how much do you enjoy that pressure that you're putting on them?
There's just so much we can do, and the only thing we can do for the moment is just delivering our consistent results. The last couple of weeks was getting a bit better. We were hoping for the turning point a bit earlier. But now our goal is to end up in the top 3 overall. I think it's realistic. Okay. We just now every rail counts now till the end of the season. So we are prepared. We have a very good group here, and let's see how much pressure we can put on them.
Why do you think the consistency that you've now found took so long through this season to come about?
That's a good question. I think we should not forget we had some incredible years. The last 3-4 years just went incredibly. And I think after such a period, there's always a time you don't really have the horsepower, you don't really have the luck on your side. Wrong decisions happening, then, it's one comes to the other. But I hope we learned and did the right conclusions out of the mistakes we did, and we can keep that performance what we had the last 2 weeks for the rest of the season.
What strategies have you and Lugge as a team, and obviously with Lugge leading things, what have you come up with to push forward for the rest of the season?
Bring every single round the fresh best horses we have. and deliver clear rounds. Simple as that.
Obviously, top four is important, but form into the GC playoffs in Prague's equally important. What are you more focused on in that way? Getting in the top four or keeping this consistent quality that you're finding?
The goal is to be in the overall as high as possible, because every place makes a huge financial difference. And then, of course, a major goal is to be able to be pre-qualified for the semi-final and skip that first round. That would be a big help, because it's going to be a long week in Prague, and if you don't have to jump the first round, that means we have to be in the top four. It would be a great help.
Even with the horsepower you have, it shows how important that is. Philip, thank you so much for your time. I know you're keen to go and walk the course. Good luck to you and Riesenbeck International today. Rosie, back over to you.
Great to hear from Philip Weiss out there from Riesenbeck International, powered by Horse Gym. As he said, it is so important to be in that top four. Don't forget that Riesenbeck International won the championship in 2023 and they were second in 2024. So for 2025, they will want to be there or thereabouts, if not better, and trying to win this championship again. It is never a no from Riesenbeck International. They will be fighting for that top spot. Let's have a look at our start list then. Today, as always, we have 2 rounds for the teams. Let's start with GCL round 1 and see who has to go first in this starting order. Saint-Tropez Pirates will be taking on that first position. Always a difficult position to come into the arena as the first team. They will be followed by Doha Falcons, Monaco Comets, powered by Iron Dames, who've had a very difficult season. Let's see if they can get some points today. Istanbul Warriors, powered by Carpe Diem Equestrian Team, will follow, and of course Riesenbeck International, as I just said. Then Prague Lions, powered by Czech Equestrian Team, will be following Riesenbeck International as well. And actually that's very interesting, because in the league at the moment Prague Lions are lying in 4th, and that is the position that Riesenbeck International want. Madrid in Motion, Stockholm Hearts and Paris Panthers will be just before the break. And then we will follow with Basel Cosmopolitans, Shanghai Swans, who are in a great position at the moment, and they bring forward a very strong team here today. And on New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds, Cannes Stars, powered by Iron Dames, who will be wanting that top spot. They won the championship last year. Every single stage counts, and they bring a strong team here again today. Obviously, we've got the Scandinavian Vikings, Volkensvard United, Rome Gladiators, and last but by no means least, Mexico Amigos will be coming in to the arena. I'm pleased to say that I am now joined by Tom Frayne, our commentator for today, to chat through the start list a little bit more in detail. Tom, welcome to the show. Thank
you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's not a bad backdrop, is it?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. We had the skyline of Manhattan last week, and now we have this most beautiful palace. It's imperial setting. It's so fitting to come back to Vienna and be here.
You've commentated in a few areas before. How special is this one?
Oh, this is just extraordinary. The atmosphere here, but the whole feel about the place is just so special. I mean, we're in Vienna. You couldn't have a better backdrop. You couldn't have a better location. It's just all to look forward to now.
Well, listen, you've already had a chance to walk the course for GCL round 1. What are your take on it so far?
It's going to be very interesting. Obviously, this is the first round. It's over 1.55 meters. Interesting, we have a combination. So we have a double and a combination, 3-part combination. That's going to be interesting. I think what the course builder has very cleverly set out to do is he's introducing them quite nicely, and then he's asking them later on if they want to be risky, if they want to take a chance. So as you get into the round, there's a sort of a turn back, there's a roll back to the double at 9. So that'll be interesting to see how tight the riders want to take the chance there. Then back down before they come to the combination, they have a choice then on the number. Do they want to keep galloping up to that oxer going into the 3-part combination? They're going to be a little bit more careful. Time will count at the end of by this evening when we actually get to the shake-up here. So it's a really interesting course. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the riders tackle it, and particularly the strategy that they're going to adopt. What are the team principals going to tell them to do? For sure, clear rounds are most important, but as we know, time will matter.
Time will definitely matter. What are which teams do you think are standing out for you today in terms of the horsepower and the riders that they're bringing?
I think when you look at the draw and you look at the location, I can't look past the Shanghai Swans. You know, they're come after the break. They'll know exactly what everybody else has done before them. The 2 Austrian riders on home turf, you've got to give advantage to them. They're bound to be up for it. We haven't been here since 2016. They'll definitely want to win on home turf. So, and look, they've been mared there with them as well. So, like, they've an awfully strong team today. So, I can't see anybody else pipping them. But if anybody's going to run them tight, I think the Cannes stars. They're second in the league. They come after the break as well. Those two German ladies are very competitive. They were on a very good team in Riesenbeck that was very successful there. So they're going to want to upset the local party, and no two better ladies to do it. And then New York Empire, they're in 9th at the moment. Very strong pairing. Bertram Allen and Scott Brash, these two guys just love winning. Every post a winning post to those two chaps. So don't be surprised if you see them with a very strong showing.
Yeah, Scott Brash has been on amazing form as well. And as you said, the Shanghai Swans, actually, they won in Mexico, Shanghai and London as well. And we've got all of the team here that have been part of a podium win. Tom, we're going to let you go because you're going to have to get to your commentary position before we kick off. That is the news of our start list. Let's go to Dan and hear the news of our GCL teams and what's been going on in the last couple of weeks. Dan is not quite there yet, so actually I caught up with another team that have been on the up recently, and that is Scandinavian Vikings. Team Scandinavian Vikings are currently lying in 13th position, out of the danger zone of being that bottom team and not making it to the GCL Super Cup. And I've got a couple of the teammates here with me, Sarah and Lara. It's very easy to remember. Welcome to Vienna. How is this? How is this as a venue, Sarah?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful. We have a great view from the arena, and I think we're gonna expect a lot of visitors this week. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a nice atmosphere.
And Lara, you've just had the warm-up class. How are the horses feeling?
Oh, they're loving the castle life. I mean, I never rode inside a castle, and I think they're loving it. No, it's beautiful. They felt great. They were fresh, jumping good. So very excited for tomorrow.
And obviously for the team as well, Sarah, you are 13th now. You've been really climbing the ranks without anyone really noticing. How pleased are the team as to where they are now?
Yeah, we are really happy with it because at one point we were the before last place, and that felt not so nice because of course we would love to come to Prague. So we tried our best to get the best teams to the show and just get our results better. And it turned fantastic. The last shows we did really well. We were always in top 5 and we climbed up in the ranking.
Lara, obviously you've got Geir Gulliksen as the manager of this team. How much has he helped and sort of made that happen, do you think?
I think Geir is very open and he lets us ride the horses we want, choose the shows we want. We never forced to jump a horse if we don't want to or if we don't feel ready. So I think that's very nice. And I think beginning of the year we didn't, it was my first global season also, so I think we had a little slow start. But now I think everyone knows the horses better and we're a bit stronger, so now we can make also the good team choices.
And of course, Sarah, in Valkenswaard, I mean, you were on the podium, you're in 3rd position, but not only that, but you bought an incredibly young horse, an 8-year-old Rock and Roll, who jumped clear. How is Rock and Roll?
Rock and Roll is amazing. I have him also here. He doesn't have, of course, so much experience because he's only an 8-year-old, but he does it with so much ease and just so easy with everything. Yeah, he's just incredible for his age.
And you said to me earlier that he's going to be jumping 2nd round tomorrow?
Yes.
Will that be the first time he's jumping a 160 class?
Right. He's going to be the first time for him to jump the 160. He did a couple of 155s. Last time he was clear in the first team competition in Valkenswaard. So now we are going to give it a try and he will jump the 2nd one.
Because I guess there comes a time where you have to put them up into another level. And for you, Lara, as well, you've got a horse that we haven't seen on this team before, that is Shotgun, but used to be ridden by another rider.
Yes, he was in the Madrid in Motion team with Jack Whittaker, Shotgun. And I got him just after Paris. He placed in a Grand Prix, and then now we jump Riesenbeck together, not in the team, just the 150 classes, and tomorrow will be our first appearance in the team.
How's that partnership been building?
It's so nice to ride, so easy. I love him so much. Every round is 100% pleasure, so yeah.
Oh, amazing. And Sarah, you are the under-25 rider of this team. How much does the Global Champions League do for under-25 riders? What does it do for your confidence and for your career?
It gives a lot. I think it gives extremely big experience. When I started the first year with the Global, I must say I felt like a bit uncomfortable sometimes because you are coming between such good riders and you are doing the biggest shows in the world. But okay, after the year, it just gave me so much experience and so much joy that then you are coming stronger and stronger every time. And when you do something good, it gives you much more self-confidence and you are much more sure about what you are doing.
And I guess when you've got confidence, the horses can feel that and they've got confidence as well. It's not just you two here this weekend though. We've obviously got Jörg Rieling here as well. Lara, tell me a little bit about having Jörg on the team. Is he someone to look up to?
Yeah, of course, he has so much experience, such a talented rider. He jumped so many big shows in his career, and I think it's always nice to have someone with such experience in the team.
Yeah, what about you, Sarah? The same?
Yeah, for sure. He is big support for me, helps me a lot. And of course, it's great to have someone like this with this experience and knowledge behind you.
What is the plan for tomorrow then? Can you tell us what the plan is in terms of round 1, round 2?
Yeah.
Lara, you go for it.
We're going to jump the first round together, Sarah and Lara.
And have you ever jumped
girl power?
Together? Okay,
No.
Here we go. Who's going to go first? Does that matter for you guys?
Actually, we didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't talk about it yet. We'll make the plans. And then we all 3 jumping the second round. We just have to see a bit. We both switching horses, so we have to see a bit who's going to do the team second round.
Which horse will you bring into second round?
Memphis.
Okay, yeah, fine. So Shotgun will be your first round horse?
Yeah.
Okay, well listen, the best of luck for you both. Let's hope we can keep you in that top 5 again for this weekend and keep Scandinavian Vikings climbing up the rankings. Well done and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to the Scandinavian Vikings last night, just after they had warmed up. Now, the girls weren't sure how they would be jumping today and in which order, and I can tell you that Lara will be coming in first with Shotgun, and Sarah will be following with that brilliant youngster, Rock and Roll, that helped them get on to the podium in Valkenswaard. What a moment that was for the Scandinavian Vikings, really helping them get away from the danger zone of being 17th in the teams. Now, it's not just me here this weekend. I've also got my lovely reporter, Dan Strange, here alongside of me. Now, Dan, I know you've had a moment in the arena, but there's been a lot going on. I mean, it feels like weekend we're doing these incredible shows, but so much happens between one weekend to the next, and I know you've got a few bits of things to update us on, Dan.
Very much so. It's all weddings and babies at the moment in the Global Champions League. Mr. and Mrs. Mexico Amigos, of course, 2 weekends ago when we were all in Riesenbeck in Portugal. Zoe Hank Conter, as she'll now be known, married Carlos Hanguero. They ride for Mexico Amigos as husband and wife for the first time today. Congratulations to them, obviously. Fernando Martinez Summer and his wife Marielle, they welcomed a baby girl not long ago. He missed New York, he's back here. So that's the other piece of news. Prague Lions have a potential future cup on their hands, or future lion on their hands. Istanbul Warriors, who won in Riesenbeck, they have the trio, of course, that won in Riesenbeck back here. And Hassan Senturk and Simon Delestre ride the same horses, Golden Boy DK and Aventois. Now, Hassan actually won his first 5-star the next day after winning the GCL as well in Riesenbeck. So they're a team in form. Generations collide, of course. I've just seen Peder Fredriksson riding for Rome Gladiators. He's a veteran. He joined them mid-season, and Yali Cass is his partner today, 17 years of age. So a veteran riding with a rising star. And last but not least, of course, here in Austria, we haven't got a home team technically. Shanghai Swans are a long way from home, but they do have 2 Austrian riders. So expect the local fans to be very much getting behind Max Kuhner, Katharina Romberg, who, of course, you spoke to yesterday. Shanghai Swans, long way away from home, but essentially may have home support.
Yeah, and of course, Max Kuhner comes in first as well for the Shanghai Swans with Ben Mayer. That is going to be a very, very strong team, as Tom was talking to us a little bit about it earlier. I do want to mention as well Valkenswaard United, because every single time they have won or podiumed this year, Gilles Thomas has been on that team. They do not have Gilles here this weekend. However, they are spoilt for choice because they've got Marcus Enning, and as you said, Hans Dieter Dreyer is here as well.
It was something daft. I did a sort of stats breakdown of it. It was something like the average 2nd or 3rd with Gilles Thomas and 10th without him. Marcus is on good form in the arena. I saw him earlier. He actually straightened my jacket and collar out for me. But yeah, 2 legends of the game, Hans Dieter Dreyer, Marcus Enning. So, okay, no Gilles Thomas. but Valkenswaard's still looking very good.
It's looking very good. Now, Dan, I'm going to send you back out to the course.
Understood.
Because I want to chat more about the course and hearing from some of the riders. So we're going to let Dan head off out into the course for us to get some course reactions from some of our riders here this weekend. It is GCL round 1. The course will be slightly smaller than it is in round 2, but that is what we expect. And we've got some really strong teams here this afternoon. As you can see, a few of them have been walking the course already today. It's going to be a big course. It's going to be an exciting competition. Let's have a look into some of these teams a little bit further, because not only do we have some strong teams, but today we have the excitement of they are going to be walking through the palace. This is something that I did yesterday. I was exploring this stunning venue, and out the back we have an amazing warm-up arena that has a fantastic view of the palace as well. But this weekend the riders actually get to walk through the palace. I don't think that's ever been done before here. In fact, this is the first time that Schönbrunn Palace is hosting world-class show jumping, so we are extremely lucky to be here. As we said, we were here in 2016, but just in a slightly different venue, and we've hopped over to this stunning venue over here. It's wonderful to be here. But let's have a look into some of these teams a little further into them. I want to start with Saint-Tropez Pirates. They will be coming into the arena first. They won in Cannes, so they have had that all-important win. They know what it tastes like, and they'll want to have that again. Duarte Abra is bringing in Durados 2, who's jumped a lot for the team, has been incredibly consistent, so really looking forward to seeing that horse. As with Gregory Cotard, he brings in a brilliant mare who's been so consistent on the team, so definitely don't rule them out. Monaco Comets, powered by the Iron Dames, they've had a bit of a difficult season this season, but they've got some good riders here today. Yoli Mitilaneo is here, who's been so consistent for the team. She brings in a 10-year-old, so definitely a youngster. We've got lots of other exciting teams, which I'll go through in just a minute, but I believe Dan has been incredibly quick, sprinted straight out to the course, and he is now with Fernando Martinez-Sommer.
Yeah, I've never been likened to Usain Bolt, and I don't think I ever will. We got Fernando Martinez-Sommer here. Fernando, thanks for joining us. We're by fence 7, very delicate plank here. Just talk us through how you need to approach this, and then we're going to do the approach into the big Oxer at 8.
Yeah, I mean, I think here is not so much of an option. You got to go around the Oxer there, so it's going to be a good approach to the plank. Then it's nice 5 to the Oxer. So I actually don't think this should be a problem of a line. However, we have many options around the course of inside turns that we can do, depending on the risk we need to take.
Just after 8, you got a lovely big roll back into the double at 9. How tricky is that? It is one of those courses where, as you say, lots of options, lots of twists and turns.
Yeah, I think some will think there for an inside turn. Definitely it's risky if you go inside, because I think it's a bit tight and the horse will get there a bit stuck. But if you go around, I think you can get a really nice shot to the verticals. It's 2 strides, so normally the horses will jump that quite with time easy.
You ride Lady in round 1. She's been brilliantly consistent for you this season, last season. How will this arena, how will this course suit her?
I will let you know in an hour, I think. Normally, she's a very sharp mare. She needs a lot of confidence. She felt good in the warm-up yesterday, so hopefully she feels good here.
And a new young daughter cheering you on at home as well.
Yes, also. I'm looking forward to come back.
Fernando, thank you so much for your time. Well, Rosie, it's going to be fascinating to see how the course rides. Back over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And as you said, congratulations to Fernando Martinez-Sommer on that new baby girl who will be cheering him on from home. We've got a lot to look forward to, but particularly in this venue here this weekend. As we said, it's not just here that we've got it, stage 13. There's going to be enough going on that they want to get all the important points, but we are going to a few more stages this season. We're going to Rome next, then we head to Rabat, and then we have the finals in Riyadh as well. So lots more to look forward to. Obviously here in Vienna today we have Schönbrunn Palace as our backdrop, but it's not the end of the season yet. All the teams have a lot more chances to pick up as many points as possible. As I said, Rome on the 10th to the 12th of October. We've got Rabat, and also we've got Riyadh as well. Lots to look forward to. The horses are going to be walking through the palace. This is the city of music, but this weekend it is the city city of world-class jumping. So we're really excited to be here and celebrating this wonderful city and to be celebrating these world-class riders, these world-class horses that we are going to be seeing in just a few moments' time. 17 teams, 2 riders per team, lots of championship points are needed as well. It is time now for round 1 of the Global Champions League.
Welcome to the fantastic Schaumburg Palace here in Vienna for the 13th leg of the Global Champions League. We're here on the 13th of the 16th legs. It's absolutely fantastic setting, as you can see. We're here in the gardens, beautifully prepared arena. Last week we had the stunning sky drop of the Manhattan skyline, but today we're in the Imperial Palace. And as you can see, the crowds are gathering around the place. It's absolutely all set, most beautifully manicured gardens. The setup here is just fantastic. It's a little bit cloudy. We've 15 degrees, 85% humidity, and a very slight breeze, only 13 kilometers an hour. It's not really going to affect anything, I would say. Little bit overcast. We've got the lights are on here, so I don't expect any issues with shadows. Perfect conditions for jumping, and you can see everybody's taking their place in the grandstand. Huge air of expectation around the arena, around the city. A lot of people moving around all morning, getting their place, getting a feel for it. As you can see, the arena's been set up, a lot of work gone on. We've had a number of classes here earlier on this morning. So everybody's in position now, but this is what we're all here to see. The first leg of the Global Champions League. We have 17 teams coming to post. This is the 13th leg. Here we are. Peter is our course builder today. 350 meters, 85 seconds, 12 obstacles and 15 efforts. Remember, this is clear rounds, but also the time will count. The format we have here is over 2 legs. All faults and all time will be gathered, will be put together, and that will give us our result later on tonight. So we see all the riders, some in their team outfits, walking around getting a feel for it. Everybody's smiling at this stage. Max gave an interview there earlier. We can see just checking the height of the fences, just checking the depth of the cups. Everybody just getting a feel for what's happening. One of the last guys to go, Scott Brash. We'll see him later on this evening after the break. There his normal countryman, teammate Ben Mayer. He's with the Shanghai Swans this afternoon. They'll be looking to try and win here. So every angle being taken now. We'll commence the competition with a number of individuals. 18 of them will come to post, and then we'll get into the team competition. So this is the starting order. You can see one of the local riders, Alessandra Rigg, she's in first, riding joint. Then Jur Vreeling, we normally see him on one of the teams. We may see him later on this afternoon. Yuri Mansour, Henry von Eckermann. Some of these are already team riders. Will they be used by their principals in the second round? We'll have to wait and see. Some of them are not on teams, and they'll be here competing for the prize money. There's 56,800 euros in the pot, so that will encourage them. And then once we get to number 18, he's the first of the team riders. So Gregory Coutard with his teammate Duarte will be in next, and then we'll move on down. You can see some really strong pairings today. Malan Bayer Johnson, Celine Schubert Aviedo, Guido Grimaldi, Andreas Schuh, been very strong in the league all throughout. And then as we come to the end of it, our last rider, Petter Fredriksson, later on this evening. At that stage then we'll know what the running order and what order they will come back for the second round over that 1.60 m track. My apologies, Eduardo will be the last one we will see. And as you can see, absolutely beautiful setting here. That's the time behind us. We can see the clock at the back of the arena. Beautiful gardens, everything. You can see the park is still open to the public. A lot of people around visiting the park, visiting the palace. 1,400 rooms in the palace. I believe it takes a couple of hours to get the guided tour of it. Some people have already done it this morning. Other people are looking forward to doing it in the afternoon, maybe tomorrow morning or on Sunday between the classes. And now we're about to get our competition underway. First into the arena this evening, we have Alessandra Wright, one of our local riders. She's going to ride joint. This is an 11-year-old stallion by Opium. Alessandra has been on Nations Cup duty this year and European duty for her country. She normally rides that extraordinary horse Ole. She's ranked number 611 in the world, so she's the first one in to tackle this track. It'll be very interesting to see what route she takes. As a pathfinder, there'll be a lot of people just walking to see what way she'll tackle this course now, and how it has ridden and how it walked. So we pick up a nice big canter. With quite a long run here from the first fence to the second fence. You'll see she'll jump this oxer. Now swings left-handed. A nice tall vertical. And then we'll swing right-handed. Unfortunately, that has gone early. As an individual now, any chance she has of a podium finish will be gone with that, I'm sure, and has a second fence down as well. Big atmosphere here for some of these horses that mightn't have that much experience. It's not the biggest arena, but course builder has been very clever. He's really used the arena, found all the space. You can see how close the crowd are up to the side of the arena. Alessandra has decided this is not for him. She's put her hand up. The judges have acknowledged that, and she's just going to retire. And we'll get ready for our next rider. Yeah, the second fence down, didn't start out the way she wanted. Maybe the horse just got a little bit overawed by the atmosphere and the lights. You can imagine coming in from outside, where I'm sure it's getting a little bit darker at the moment. And then on the walkway through, and all that's going on there, it's just a big step up for the horses to come into this really luminous main arena. So it just gives her horse a pat. She's coming out of the arena. And the next man we see, we're well used to seeing here in the Global Champions League. Very strong competitor for the Scandinavian Knights. We've seen him put up a lot of sterling performances. Really impressed with a couple of horses that he brought, particularly the Valkenswaard. I fell in love with his two stallions. Today he's riding McAllister VDL. This is only an 8-year-old, so a great opportunity here to give this young horse a bit of experience. You can see he really puts his leg on going to the first fence, and again, watch how he moves up after the second. Just going to give the horse all the confidence. As I say, it's only an 8-year-old. A big step up and a big ask. Now, this man has loads of experience. We see him ride a lot of different horses. That's a big oxer across the middle. You can see how this young horse really jumped up into the air. And then on a bending line to the right, on 7 strides with a water tray, very difficult jump, and only 3 poles in it. Now this is an extraordinary fence. You can see it's the planks already with the palace on the background of it. Really spectacular. Now you can see he just controls his horse, keeps it together. Now this is the rollback in 9A, 2 strides, double verticals. Horse, really good technique. You can see didn't have to use power there, just use his technique. Very careful. Lovely expression on this horse. You can see how he pricks his ears. And now just a little bit of a run to the combination. Oxer in, 2 strides to the vertical, 1 stride, low, really patient ride in there. Let the horse use his scope, and you can hear the crowd acknowledge that. Yeah, fence down, but I'm sure he's going to be really happy with that young horse, as I'd say. It's only an 8-year-old. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Urbach in the second round, representing the Scandinavian Knights. You can see that young horse there just got high in the air over that oxer. Real learning experience for him. Next into the ring, Yuri with his trademark distinctive jacket from Brazil. Ranked number 46 in the world. Regular competitor at the highest possible level. This is the horse we saw him ride in Riesenbeck in the second qualifier for the Global Champions League. He's not on the team, but the second qualifier is also the Grand Prix qualifier, and this is the horse he used on that occasion. It's a 12-year-old by Cannon. You can see a real big energetic canter on this horse. Look how he powers across the ground. Yuri sets off now, he's not going to hang around. Very neat off the back of the fence. You can see how he lets the horse travel. You can see this horse is a real exuberant canter. That's a short 4 strides there. He really had to weigh it up. Now big oxer, loads of scope, loads of power. Takes a 7 strides, and you can see there's only 4 poles in that fence, and those 2 little water trays underneath are a real catch for an inexperienced horse, but Encanto has loads of experience. You can see he just twisted a little bit there over the big oxer. Just that shows how careful he is. And now these are the opportunities that the course builder has set up. So he's taking a tight turn back here. Very good on the vertical. 2 strides to come out, and now you can see Yuri's already moving around the corner. Jumps this on the left, lands, immediately goes left. You can see he's already inside the line that the riders have walked. That's just a little kind of a trick you can get to see what line and what route he's taking. Pops the combination, turns inside again. He's not taking any time. Whoa, he went for a long one. Came off the corner. Really tried to move up. He's giving his horse loads of space. Just a little bit of a lapse of concentration, I think, from the horse in that one. Yuri gives him a pat. Very good round. Other than that, he'll be disappointed for sure. He shakes his head, gives a little puff of his cheeks. Yeah, I would have expected Encanto to be looking for that fence. In this case, it didn't just happen. Look at the height he's given that tall planks, and you can see he just twisted his body a little bit. He's that careful. Now you can watch the body language here. He moves, he pushes. Just a misunderstanding. Wasn't to be. Wait for the reaction. He says, if you have that on the video, you can delete it, please. Okay, gives his horse a pat. He's a proper sportsman. He knows his horse. He's laughing. Yeah, just didn't happen on that occasion. Next in, Henry von Eckermann. Pops the first fence. Just keeps up a nice rhythm. You can see that trademark lovely forward style that he has. Just lets the horses travel and then lets them jump. This is only a 9-year-old by Emerald. He used this horse in Riesenbeck in this corresponding class. He was clear in that. A bit of a change in the team order. I expected to see him later on this afternoon, but he's moved up to the individual section now. He's tight back here. You can see a really good angle there on the camera shot. How tight he is to that double. You can see he lands and drops inside. Real control. The horse just changes his legs so neat and tidy there. It's huge balance. Now big oxer into the combination, has a little bit of a rub, pops the middle part and then uses power coming out over that wide oxer. Now water tray under the last fence, comes off that corner. We have our first clear round. He goes into the lead. Yeah, this is a very nice horse, you see. Only a young horse, but already competing at the highest level. Beautiful technique. Has a good rub on that. On the back rail, you can see how it bounced back into the cup. Not all riders are going to be so lucky this evening. Yeah, well-deserved pat from the groom on the way out. Now, next into the ring, Edwina Tops-Alexander, normally representing the Monaco Comets, but she's here on Caitlin Vidi Henflick. Zed, this is a horse we would have seen jumping quite a bit in the Global Champions League, but with a different rider. Alexa Ferreira would have been the pilot we would have seen in the past. Edwina's only just taken over the ride on this. I think they've only had one show together. Now they have a number of rounds under their belt, so be a nice step up. She jumped the Grand Prix in Kronenberg, I think, last weekend on this horse, so obviously a lady of this amount of talent and such a horse person, it won't take her long to get to grips with this new partnership. It'll be very love to see how they go now. It's a 10-year-old stallion by Choco Blue. Beautiful type, you can see that lovely expression, ears pricked, great technique and lovely control on that 4-stride distance. I don't expect Edwina to go to try and win this class with this new partnership. Just get into this big arena, get into this fantastic setting, this brilliant atmosphere that we have here tonight. Already, as I say, we have the lights are on, so it might be the afternoon, but it feels like an evening class. Oh, how brave is he over that big gate. Moves up. That oxer's not so tall, but it's particularly wide. It's a little bit of an optical illusion. Horse could get caught out very, very easy. Now comes to the double of verticals. Lovely technique. Great control. And again, you can see horse just changes his legs so easily, keeps the balance, and nice and brave up there on that inside line. Now to the combination. 2 strides. Oh, beautiful. You watch how the horse just skipped between the first and the second part. So light on his feet. Oh, beautiful round. I'm sure Bossman will be happy with that. That's spectacular. Beautifully done. That's a partnership we're going to see an awful lot more of in the future. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Edwina back in the afternoon or in the evening session. A lot of the teams now are varying the strategies that they're using, not necessarily just using 2 riders over the 2 legs. We've seen a number of the teams use the 3 riders, and they'll wait and see how after the first round. It's all getting very, very competitive. We're at the 13 to 16 legs. Everybody wants to get an advantage by being in the top 4, go straight through to the quarterfinals, or definitely make sure you get there. There's a lot of competition. This is a really nice horse, beautiful. Look the way he walks out the ring, ears pricked, lovely and relaxed. Next in, Julia Koenig, riding BG Chill Out. It's a 16-year-old stallion by Clinton out of a San Patriano, Mr. Mare. Another rider, local rider, getting an opportunity to come into this fantastic arena. One of the real strengths, I believe, of the Global Champions Tour is the opportunity it gives these riders to get in and compete amongst the best riders in the world. We've had over 128 riders who have competed in the Global Champions Tour this year. And it's just a fantastic opportunity. We have so many riders who work so hard in the sport. Their sponsors, their trainers, their grooms. So everybody wants to try and get into this fabulous arena when you get the opportunity. And as I say, I think this is one of the big successes of the Global Champions League. Now rolls back, she's brave here. Come on, big fella. Oh, what a pity, just overshot the corner a little bit. A lovely horse, you can see, great presence, loads of scope, and really knows his job. That was a pity. Now just keep it on the 4 faults. Pops into the combination. Great technique, and watch him behind as well. He's great use of himself. Now you can see younger rider, she's gone wide, gone that little bit wider to the last fence. Not worried about the time. Just really wants to enjoy the experience. Yeah, it's just shaking the head. Really super effort. Unfortunately, just back to the double. He deserves a good pat. Nice big horse. He's done a good job there. And just watch him back here. Just gets a little unbalanced around the corner, just not get the distance that we were looking for. Yeah, foot perfect everywhere else. Yeah, they'll build on that, I'm sure. We'll see them back over the weekend. They'll relish the opportunity to get back in here, and that's one of the beautiful things about our sport is you have a fence down, mightn't have gone the way you wanted it. You're never too far away from getting back in the ring again and learning from that last experience. Here's a man who has all the experience in the world, already has a golden ticket to the finals. This is only a 9-year-old. Again, a rider using the opportunity to get one of the next generation into this big arena. You can see the big stand in the background there. And then as you go around the ring, you can really get a feel for the crowd, how close they are up to the horses here. Great credit to the course builder, particularly for the first competition here. He's used every inch of the arena. He's very cleverly found space for the horses and the riders. And I think that's just let them into this atmosphere, let the horses get a feel for it. And then I'm sure as the weekend comes up, he's going to make it a lot more challenging and a lot more difficult. Now, I think that's going to be a fence. If I was the arena party, I wouldn't be volunteering to put that one up. It'll be on the ground a number of times before we're finished this afternoon. It just invites you to come across the arena with only 3 poles in front and the water tray behind. Just very hard to keep your focus on that solid top pole. Yeah, as coming out of the combination, hold the double down as well. Just a little bit. Just jumped in really big, was super going in and just ran out of room coming out. I think it's just a young horse mistake there. Now makes an adjustment into the combination. Lots of power and good technique coming out. And again, knows he's had a couple of fences down. Goes that bit wider, is going to use the opportunity to educate this horse. And has the last down as well. Yeah, but we have a saying, good horses are made, they're not born. It takes a lot of training, it takes a lot of patience, and they need the mileage, they need the exposure. Don't be surprised if you see this horse back jumping clear rounds in the very near future. Harry has such a strong string of horses, no better man to produce one. You watch here, he comes into the double and watches the front end here. That's just a green mistake on a young horse. He'll learn from that. Next in, Thomas Hilmlar. Unfortunately, he has the first fence down. Papillon deserves an 18-year-old stallion by Lord Prezi. Now have a pink junior mare. Has a rub on the next fence now. Just needs to get in now and just relax and settle into his job. Now we're getting settled down to the job nice and straight to this big oxer. It's a decent oxer. Unfortunately, you have to ride at it. You can't be too careful. That's the horse's job. And Thomas has put him in the right place, going the right way. Now, wide oxer there. Okay, comes to the double now. Needs to pop in. I think there's a big experience, a big atmosphere for this horse. Just making it a little bit more difficult on the rider. You can see he just struggles to keep his concentration. Yeah, just has a rub in the middle part of the combination as well. He's had 2 parts down. But he can probably come back in here tomorrow in daylight. The atmosphere won't be so electric. The lights mightn't be so bright, and the horse can just build on that, and this young rider can have a more pleasant experience tomorrow. Yeah, it's just, the sport is very difficult. We've got some of the best riders in the world here. The course builder has a job to do. He needs to put up a really strong standard. So for some of these riders who are getting into this level of competition for the first time, yeah, it's a big step up, and you know, it's a tough arena to compete in. And if it doesn't go well at the beginning, it can very quickly unravel. So Magdalena Fischer, another Austrian rider, back into the ring. This is a 13-year-old. By Chapolitek. So, sets up on a nice canter for the first fence. Yeah, pops that nicely. You can see nice simple snaffle, just a drop noseband. Good technique, plenty of scope. So just keep the concentration now. All these riders will have walked the course. They'll have listened to their trainers. They know their own horses. They know what the distances will relate to the horse that they're riding. So they'll just have to make those adjustments. So this is a big oxer across the middle early in the track, and now this very careful oxer on that right hand bending turn. He's very good there. Now this super fence, you can see the horse just drifted a little bit. That wide oxer with great technique. You can see how the horse uses himself behind that super. No, take it a little bit wider. Wants to jump a clear round. Yeah, this 13-year-old is very good. Lovely technique. Just keep the concentration. Takes the 8 strides across to the combination. Now pops the last part. And again, you can see this rider has opted to go wider outside that first fence to come to the last. Have we another clear round? Yes, we do. Well done. She'll be delighted. Yes. 2 hands in the air. I think that's more an expression of relief as anything else. Really concentrated, worked really, really hard. She'll be delighted with that. Horse was foot perfect all the way. Chapolitek, great job. 2-time penalties. She goes into 3rd place. She's not going to worry about that. You can see the smile on the face and how much it means to this young rider. That's a great performance. Beautiful horse. Really worked hard. Look at that for technique. Absolutely impeccable. Brilliant stuff. She's really enjoyed that. Now she can go and build and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Yeah, that's what it means. Anybody who wonders about this sport and what it actually does for people, there you go. Wonder no longer. That's why it's one of the most popular sports in the world. Yeah, brilliant. And you can see it's not just the rider, it's the trainer, it's the grooms, it's the support team. Brilliant. Another man, needs no introduction, Eduardo Alvar-Anzar. Ranked number 75 in the world, normally competes for Madrid and Motion. Could be just coming in here now to get a feel of the arena. Will we see him this evening? What are the team tactics? We'll have to wait and see. This is only a 9-year-old. And you can see another one of the horses wearing that mask with the ears. It's So again, that might just help him here in this real electric atmosphere with the lights. We see a number of horses will wear that. Some of the riders will tell you it just keeps them a little bit more concentrated, it keeps them a little bit more relaxed. Now, starts off really nicely. You can see he's quite competitive. Knows that there's ranking points and good prize money here in this class. Knows he's not on a team in this round of the competition, so he can be a little bit braver. He's only competing for himself. Now he pushes through the corner, very positive there. Wide Oxer. Now let's, the back rail. I thought that was a bit of a course builder's jump. When you watch the front of it, it doesn't look so tall, but it's particularly wide. I'll have to check the dimensions, but wouldn't be surprised if it's 1.55 m, 1.60 m wide. Now comes to the Longines Oxer. You can see just drifts a little bit to the left. He's well up on that inside line into the combination. Has to do a bit of work in the middle part. Knows he's had 2 fences down, so just takes a little bit wider now, jumping the last fence. Started off quite competitively. Unfortunately, that fence down put pay to that. Yeah, 2 fences down. And then he just slowed down as he went, ended up on 77.03. Henrik Vogen-Eckermann still out in front on 73.42. Edwina Tops-Alexander still in second place. She's on 76.39. And then Magdalena with 2 time penalties, and then Yuri on 4 faults. No, just the slightest of touches there. We'll see plenty more of that combination over the weekend. Yeah, Swiss rider in next. Competes usually for Stockholm Hearts. So Jane Richard. This is on a 10-year-old. Aquitas from Bergerhof. Mayan Dinamo and Diamo. Now, unfortunately, first fence gone. That'll keep her off the podium tonight. The second horse you see with that mask on as well. This is quite an energetic horse. You can see how it's really active in the way it goes. Just busy by nature. But very good off the jump. Now, just drifts a good bit to the right. So Jane now, knowing she's had a fence down, she's going to try and keep everything nice and organised, get this horse into the ring and use this round to just get that control a little bit tidier, which is what you need here when you're trying to be competitive. Now, as you can see, she tries to hold the horse out a lot wider than we've seen some previously. Now, very straight in the middle and then very straight coming out. And as a rider using her experience, you can see how the horse had drifted earlier on in the track. And then she said, no, can't have that. Now, combination. Front rail down, unfortunately. Yeah, this is only a 10-year-old. Looks like it probably needs to get into this arena again over the weekend and just settle into the job. A little bit too busy. Just not listening to Jane quite enough. And a little bit unruly. Like I say, coming into this show, first time into the arena tonight, big atmosphere, it's a big ask. You know, we can see how so many horses come in and just take it in their stride. They're so professional, they're so experienced. Yeah, but then we have some of the lesser experienced horses, a little bit more sensitive. You can just struggle a little bit to keep the concentration. Marcus Schurag next in. Another Austrian rider, ranked number 282 in the world. Obora's Crunchy Nut, an 11-year-old by Cardento. See, very simple setup. No martingale in a short shank hackamore. Very trusting rider. Difficult bridle to ride in. Your horse has to be very level and very sensible. You can see rider has a really soft reins. But watch how this horse just puts his eye on the fence. Watch his ears just flicking, listen to the rider. Super technique. Now he's quite tight back here now. Can he finish the turn? Don't go too wide. Horse is very good, unfortunately. Didn't get in the way he wanted. Worked hard to jump the first part and just got caught out on the second. Now it just keeps floating through the corner up to the combination. Probably not quick enough to trouble the leader, but it was very neat. Actually, it was very, very quick. 71.58 was really fast. Unfortunately, that fence down has done him no favors. Puts him into 4th place at the moment, but he's unlikely to stay there. Beautiful horses by Cardento. Real jumper. And what a lovely relationship this horse and rider have. They really work together. That was so unlucky. I'd say the horse worked really hard. He overshot the corner coming on that roll back into fence 9, the first part of the double. And then just had the second part coming out, unfortunately. Ranked number 27 in the world, Martin Fuchs, LL Lord, is a 10-year-old. This man is used to competing in the biggest arenas in the world. He's a multiple Grand Prix winner. He's had a very busy season already. He's done a lot of shows. Now an opportunity here to get this younger horse up and running, get into this electric atmosphere. Now we'll see how competitive he wants to be. We know he can be very quick, and already he's turned on the inside. He's come up the inside line. That's the first horse we've seen do that. I'm sure that saved him 3 or 4 seconds at least. So if we can keep a clean sheet. Okay, pops now, and again you can see very, very fast. Look how tight he rolls up. Big oxer. Takes the 7 strides. There's not much you can do here. Now, nice and neat. Stays very close to that fence. Doesn't waste any time back to this tall planks. 5 strides across. And now again, inside. This is the roll back. How brave can he be? And he's very good. He's straight at the end. That's what you want to be. You can see, comes in, already drops left-handed when he lands. Keeps moving across. He jumps this on the inside. Drifts a little bit wide, but he'll know that. Come to the combination. Just needs to steady now. A little squeeze coming out. Horse very careful. You can see how he reaches for the back bar. Now he's moving to the last. Look at the time, 70.22. Unfortunately, that fence on the ground. He gives the horse a pad. It's a bit of a blind turn back there. Set out to win the class. Took a chance coming to the last one. Horse really worked hard coming out of the combination. If we see it again, you see how he really had to reach for that back rail. And then Martin just kept coming up the inside to that last jump. It's off the corner. There's not a lot of room there. We've seen 1 or 2 horses have it down already. 10-year-old, beautiful type. We're going to see this horse win a lot of classes. Look at that. Simple plastic snaffle. And you can just see he's moving, gives the horse loads of space. And I think if we watch this is the slightest of touches. So we go from one multiple Grand Prix winner to another. Kevin Stout, Frenchman, ranked 15 in the world. This is only a 9-year-old stallion by Cannon, out of a Quantum mare, Swedish warm blood. Takes a longer route down to the second fence. No, we watch Kevin, we know he's very quick, naturally fast rider across the ground. You can see he makes so few alterations, and see how quiet his hands are. Just lets the horses travel, keeps them really balanced. Oh, that green, yeah, that horse was just a little bit green there, a little bit inexperienced. You can just see, if we see the replay, he just stalled a little bit coming off the ground. The water tray just caught his attention and came down on the back rail. Yeah, he's very neat across the ground, doesn't waste any time. Kevin just using this round now to give this horse a bit of experience. You can see, just stays on the rhythm, keeps the balance, lets the horse learn. Ask him a few questions, use the opportunity. 3 fences down. He's only a 9-year-old, you can see, even there, just looking at his ears and looking at his eyes. He's looking around the place a little bit. I'm sure when he comes back in here in the future, he'll be a little bit more concentrated and worry about the top rail a little bit more. You can just see there, he just propped on the takeoff. Just stalled a little bit. That water tray just got his attention at the last second, and you can just see in the body there, he's just that little bit slower. Makes a great effort to jump it. Actually, the Martin, or the girth is what catches the pole in the end. Not sure he would have managed to jump it. There you can see, that's that oxer. He just has a rub in front. Henrik von Eckermann still stays out in front. Edwina tops Alexander, holding on to second place. Our only 2 clear rounds so far. Let's see what Katharina Romberg can do. Member of the Shanghai Swans. I would be very surprised if we don't see her in the second leg of the team event. Colores Cambridge. It's a 10-year-old. Lovely big type. You can see huge stride, really energetic canter. Watch how that hind end, how those hind legs just keep pushing in underneath like pistons. Creates all that power that you need to jump those big fences. And then beautiful length of rein. Conformation wise, it's an extraordinary good looking horse, but that good looking is all about functionality. It's that ability to use their body, and you can see there, look, the length of rein. Watch what the horse can do with his front legs and the power that it creates. This is a wonderful specimen of a horse. Now rolls over the vertical, super use, super combination of power and scope. We've seen this horse in a number of the GCL competitions already. Is this a prep round for later on this evening? We'll have to wait and see what the tactics are. Oh, big stretch for the last part. Last fence comes up on the inside line. Now, team tactics will come to play. What will they think of that? Was this horse in consideration? All the tactics now and the strategies will be played out. Decisions will have to be made. Or have they another horse that they have on standby? Or we have to wait and see the rest of the team compete anyway in the first round. So I'm sure they have plan A, probably plan B and plan C. You can see here, just really reach for that back rail, and how light that pole is. It just popped out of the cup. We'll see it again here. Watch, horse just hooked his back end a little bit, and just toes came down on that back rail. Yeah, just explaining what the field was. Not sure what happened there. They'll watch back the video, they'll do the analysis. But definitely a horse that's one of my favourites. And now another rider we're well used to seeing on the team. Part of the Mexico Amigos. Zoe Hank Conter. Melody K. Van Kattenhai. 13-year-old stallion by Corna Dublinsky. Out of a Cannon mare. Some of you will notice that Zoe's name has changed recently. We're now Zoe Hank Conter. Recently married. So concentrate now. I'm another rider I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the afternoon, or in the evening session I should say. You see the SX, the Stefex, Numna. Now very neat back here, not hanging around. Big Oxer. This is a percentage round, not taking too many chances. Just keeps on a nice rhythm. Try not to waste any time setting up for the jumps, just let the horse travel. Use your eye. Nice and tight back here, this is brave. Very good coming out. Back to the last fence. Goes into second place, 75.89. Yeah, she's delighted with that. Nice percentage round. We can see just over 2.5 seconds off the leader. Just very neat all the way through. Really smart horse. Has to push to get out of the combination, out of that double. Yeah, just discussing there with our teammates. We'll see what happens in the afternoon, who's going to come back for the second round. Oh, second last of our individuals, Angelos Telopoulos on Lord Mex. This is a 12-year-old by Laramar. Angelos has a world ranking of 293. There's plenty of shows. Slightly unusual technique. You can watch how that lower leg that he has, it just quite active. Keeps his horse motivated, keeps him out in front. You can see another horse with a little red ribbon on his brow band. That's just to warn other riders the horse can be a little bit horse shy, so particularly in these warm-up arenas when it's busy for these big classes, you just want to make sure that nobody comes straight at you when the horse gets a bit of a spook, gets a fright. No, turns back to this double of vertigos. Yeah, has the first part coming in. Now the combination back rail as well. Whoa, we're in trouble here. Unfortunately, we've parted company. Had the back rail coming into the double or into the three-part combination, and now in international rules, if you have a fall, that's it, you're eliminated. We're not permitted to get back up. It's a safety piece. We'll have to go out, get horse and rider checked over by the doctors and the vets, and when they get the all clear, then they can remount. A lot of these riders are tough individuals. insist on getting back up on their horses when maybe they shouldn't. So we'll take that decision out of their hands now, and we'll let the experts look. So now we just have Henrik von Eckermann is in the lead. Then we have Zoe's gone into second place, 2.5 behind. Edwina Tops Alexander is in third place. And then Magdalena Fischer. So we take a break. We'll be back to join you in a few minutes. Welcome back. We're on the 13th leg of the Global Champions League. We're here in Vienna in the beautiful Chevron Palace in this most extraordinary setting. It is absolutely stunning. There's a massive crowd here. We haven't been here since 2016 and boy have we arrived back in style. This is where we're located on those lawns. It is the most spectacular backdrop. Last week we had this Manhattan skyline. This week we have the Imperial Palace. It is most stunning. We have 17 teams coming for the first round of the Global Champions League. The weather this afternoon, it's a little bit cloudy. The lights are on here. It's 15 degrees. It's very comfortable. 80% humidity and a 13-kilometer wind. It's of no consequence. We have a beautiful arena here as well surrounded. Conditions are absolutely perfect for some top-class show jumping. You can see everybody's in the stands. Yeah, they've got their coats, they've got their scarves. They're nice and comfy. They've been here all day enjoying the atmosphere. Everything's set up. Course is ready. Final touch has just been put. Last couple of fences been tidied up. We're getting ready. There's a clock just in the background. And here we go. Falcons Virgin United. They've got 240 points. They're well out in front. 14 points out in front. Can Stars hot on their heels. Shanghai Swans and then the Prague Lions. They're the top 4. That means they'll go straight into the quarterfinals and the finals. And then we have Riesenbeck and all the way back down. Paris Panthers, unfortunately, they're taking up the bottom position at the moment. Doha Falcons, Monaco, Rome, Scandinavian Knights, they all want to stay out in front and avoid that dreaded drop-off spot. We have a beautiful course set up here this evening. The graphic is fantastic. Just give you a look at this course that's Peter Schumacher has set out for us here this evening. It's 1 round against the clock. It's 1.55 m, 375 meters a minute. It's set at 1.55 m. We have 12 jumps, 15 jumping efforts. We'll start over in the corner coming away from the pocket. We've quite a long run from the first to the second fence. So quite a distance. And now we have a decision to make. How tight do you want to come back to this nice big oxer here at number 3? And this is followed on by a 4-stride distance, a little bit on the short side for me, particularly if you're forward over that. So you might have to wait here. Now, not a whole lot of options here. Back right-handed. And we've got this big Longines oxer. They will come inside that first fence. Now this is a decent fence, and we've got a bending line here with 7 strides across to a very careful oxer with a water tray underneath it. There's only 4 poles in this, 3 in front, 1 on the back rail. It's very light, very careful. Any horse that's a little bit inexperienced will get caught out here. We turn back. This is the most extraordinary plank. It is the palace imprinted on the face of it. Now up the distance to that big oxer. There's 5 strides there. That oxer's not so wide, not so high, but particularly wide. And now this is where they can be brave. Double of verticals at fence 9, 9A, 9B. 1.55 m coming in. 11.5 meters. So that's 2 strides. Plenty of room in here. And a 1.55 m vertical coming out. Now they have a choice again. Outside, back to the fence number 10. A decent oxer over in the corner. They just keep travelling through the corner and jump this. And again, here's where we can have a choice here. You can go out on the 8 strides, get nice and straight and be careful into the combination, 3 parts, or you can be brave, come up the inside on the 7. We're an oxer coming in, 1.48 m high, 1.50 m wide, and now we've 2 strides. Plenty of room, nice vertical, use your technique, 1.52 m, and not a lot of space in here. So it's only 1 stride. You need to support your horse, 1.50 m tall, 1.50 m wide. So you don't want to cover too much ground on the middle part. Give yourself enough space to jump it. And now, last fence, coming off the corner, left hand coming away from the pocket. You can come on the inside if you're brave enough. It's a tight angle. If time is what you're chasing, if you're clear to that, will you take the chance? We'll have to wait and see. There's Peter, our course builder. I think he's very happy. He's done a fantastic job by my reckoning. This arena is not the biggest in the world, and you can see the atmosphere and the buildings around it. But he's found a lot of space. I think he's been very kind to the horses and riders and letting him in. This is our first team that's coming up. Gregory Coulthard, Duarte Zebra. For the Cannes Pirates, or sorry, Saint-Tropez Pirates. Followed on then by the Doha Falcons. Then we have the Monaco Comets, Yali Mitalaneo and Yorni. Then fourth coming in, Istanbul Warriors, Hassan Sentark and Simon Deleste. 15, Riesenbeck International. 6 to go, the Prague Lions. 7th, then we have Madrid in motion, currently in 6th place, Victor and Michael. They'll lead out for the team in the first round. Stockholm Hearts, Ignacio and Malenbayer Johnson, they come to post. Then we have the Paris Panthers. They're at the end of the team at the moment. They'll be looking to move up the order. The Basel Cosmopolitans, Andreas Schuh, Jana Wagner's strong team. They're currently 7th in the league. Ben Mayer, Max Kuhner. Then the New York Empire, Bertram Allen and Scott Brash. 13th in, then we'll have the Cannes Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, Catherine Eckermann, Jana Frederick Meyer Zimmerman. 14th in, Scandinavian Knights, Laura and Sarah. Then 15th, Valkenswaard United. They're our leaders at the moment. Marcus Enning, Hans-Dieter Dreyer. Really strong partnership. 16th to go, the Rome Gladiators. Peter Fredriksson, Yali Class. A lot of experience, a lot of youth. And then last to go, Mexico Amigos. Carlos Hanquiera, Eduardo Perez de Menendez. Really strong partnership again. 17 teams come to post. We'll sort them out after the first round, and then we'll come back later on this evening and we'll find out what the final placings will be. It's all to look forward to. Everybody's taking their position around the arena. There's very little room. Guys sat tactics up there. Scott's not on till later on. Now, first into the ring, you can see what a simple bridle setup. One of the horses that you can see, no brow band, just a simple piece around the ears, just one headpiece, no brow band, no nose band. Gregory Coutard. This is Coquin Duval. He's a 13-year-old stallion by my Lord Cathargo. Saint-Tropez Pirates are currently 11th in the standings. They won in Cannes. They were 3rd in Madrid. Here's Cameron Hanley. He's helping out. Part of the support crew. Coquin Duval we saw in London in Q1. He had a fence down that day. We're going to go a little bit better today. We also saw him ride in Cannes. He jumped the 1.60 m. He jumped Q2 in Cannes. So he's just got the belt. Remember, clear round. That's what we're looking for, and then how brave can you be? Faults and time are all added up toward getting the final placing in tonight's shake-up. So here we'll go and see. So difficult being the first team to come in. You don't know how fast all their teams are going to go. They will have seen the individuals jump, so they'll have a good idea how the track is riding. Not too tight back. He's going for a clear round. You can see gives himself and his horse that little extra stride. Now good on the 4, gives him plenty of support off the ground. Now he's not wasting any time. He hasn't gone too wide. He jumps just a little on the angle. 5, 6, 7 strides. Gone 8 strides. And now you can look at this. Really tall planks. 1.55 m. These horses haven't blinked, haven't looked at it. Wide oxer. Now, as we expected, course builders encourage them to get a little bit braver as they go through. Now, double of verticals, 2 strides. Good support off the ground. Has an option of coming inside or going outside. He's chosen to stay outside. To the Longines oxer. Now, combination. Middle vertical. Oxer coming out. You can see he's come inside the last fence. To the last fence. Yes, we have a clear round. Reasonable time. 76.48. Good solid performance. That's exactly what his team are looking for. He'll be very happy with that, I would believe. That's what you want. Get everything set up. Now, that's not what's supposed to happen. Duarte was about to get ready. And unfortunately, Duarte and Dorados have parted company. Maybe we'll see what happens here. This is Gregory down through the combination. Cameron's applauding the performance. Yeah, he's happy with that. We don't really get to see. I'm here in the corner of the arena. So unfortunately, Duarte's had to leave the arena and he's walking out. Not quite sure what's after happening there. I'm sure somebody will feed it back to us in a while. But having left, oh, here we go. That's not what's supposed to happen. And very unusual to see a man of Duarte's experience and Duarte's calibre to go out the front door like that. Dorados obviously in really good form and took a bit of a spook at something. Even though the bell hasn't gone, he's unfortunately been eliminated.
Well, the first round of Global Champions League has begun for the team, starting with Saint-Tropez Pirates. Gregory Cotard went clear. Duarte Seabra actually just had a fall in the arena, but both horse and rider did walk away, so we'll get any news on that. But next into the arena is the Doha Falcons with Sheikh Al Khalid Al Thani and Bassam Mohammed. If you want to carry on watching this competition, then please subscribe to GCTV.